Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, and in this video I'm going to show you a tutorial on how to configure firmware router chain forward on a MikroTik router. So this is the topology that we'll be using, and there is two router MikroTik, and then there is three of PC client. So the forward chain in the MikroTik firewall router is used to control the traffic that pass through the router, meaning from one device to another within the network, or from the local network to the internet. So the rules in this chain only apply to packets that are not directed to the router itself but simply pass through it between two points. Jadi chain forward ini itu buat mengatur lalu lintas datanya melewati router, yaitu dari satu perangkat ke perangkat lain di dalam jaringan, dari jaringan lokal ke internet. Jadi aturan pada chain ini tuh hanya bekerja untuk paket yang bukan ditujukan ke router, tapi yang hanya sekadar lewat di antara kedua titik gitu. So without further ado, let's get started with the configuration. So first we start by configuration the identity name on the router 2. So we can open in the router here, and then we can start to change the identity name. So system identity set name, so the name is R2. And then next now we add an IP address in address to interface Ether 1 and Ether 2 according to the topology. So check the topology in interface 1, interface 1 we do add an IP address 21.0, and interface 2 we add 11.0. Okay, let's go. We add the address IP address 21.21.1/24 interface Ether 1 here. Okay, next in the now Ether 2, so IP address add address 11.11.1/24 interface Ether 2. Okay, now we can check IP address print, and as you can see the router 2 has an IP address, and this is IP for the Ether 1, and this is the IP for the Ether 2. Okay, next after we add an IP address, after we adding the IP address on the router, next step is set up a DHCP server on interface Ether 2. So DHCP server is used to automatically assign IP address to the client. So to do the DHCP server, you can use command IP DHCP server setup. Okay, the interface we can use to Ether 2. Kenapa Ether 2? Karena Ether 2 ini yang hubung ke klien ke PC kliennya gitu ya. Jadi kita akan memberikan IP-nya itu ke PC klien, dan PC klien itu terhubung ke Ether 2 gitu ya. Okay, this is the network IP, this is the gateway, and this is the IP pool or range IP, and the DNS server we just skip ya. And release time is S10. Okay, and now we can check or verify the DHCP server in the PC. So we can request IP in the PC ya. We do a request IP ya. So next we verify on the PC by requesting an IP address. So we can use the command IP DHCP to request IP. As you can see, that is the PC1 has successfully have an IP address. As we can check here, show IP. Okay, the PC1 has an IP address automatically. So next to the PC2. Okay, we request again Okay, we do request again by using command IP DHCP. Okay, and the message doors means the PC2 has an IP address automatically from the DHCP server. So we can check here. So IP, as you can see, the PC2 has an IP address automatically. Okay, next the last PC or the last client is PC3. Can open here, and now we can do a request. Okay, we can do request IP DHCP. Okay, this message Adora. Now we can show the IP, and as you can see, the PC3 has an IP address automatically here. Okay, next now we will choose the DHCP address. Okay, now we open the router 2 again. Then we go to the open IP DHCP server list print. Okay, now we will change the DHCP list to a static list. This is useful so that the client device always receive the same IP address from the DHCP server. And to do this, we can use command IP DHCP server list and then make static, dan numbers itu kita masukkan semuanya ya, karena semua network atau semua DHCP list yang ada di situ mau kita buat jadi static gitu. Kita masukkan semuanya aja 0, 1, 2. Okay, and then we can check again the DHCP server list print. As you can see now the flags. Previously, the DHCP list had a flag D, indicating that the IP address was dynamically assigned by the DHCP server. After we change the list to static, the D flag has disappeared. This indicates that the IP address is now static, so the client device will always receive the same IP when connected to the network. Okay, now we continue. Configuring the identity name on the router 1. So we can open the router 1 here. Opening the router 1, and then we change the identity name. So system identity set name. For example, I will use the name R1. Okay, next we add an IP address to the interface Ether1 according to the topology. So we add an IP address, add address. There is address is 21. So 21.21.21.21. Kita titik 2 ya belakangnya, bukan titik 1 karena titik 1 sudah dipakai. Okay, and then the interface is Ether1. Okay, now we can check IP address print. And as you can see, we have successfully added IP address in the Ether1 in router 1. Okay, next we will configure the firewall filter on router 2. We will set up a firewall filter so that each PC use a different action. So PC1 will use action drop, PC2 will use action reject, and PC3 will use action accept. Okay, and to do this, we can use command. Okay, we open the router 2 first, and then we can type the command IP firewall filter at chain is forward ya, and then source address ini adalah IP dari PC nya. Jadi pertama kita masukkan IP dari PC 1, yaitu kita cek di sini itu adalah 11.254 11.11.11.11.11.254, and then the protocol is ICMP, and then next is the action, and for PC1 action is drop, so we use the action drop to PC1. Okay, next for we can type here IP firewall filter, sorry, chain forward ya, and then search address. Sekarang kita masukkan IP address dari router dari PC 2, itu adalah 11.253. Kita masukkan 11.11.11.253, and then the protocol is same, that is ICMP. And then the action for the PC2, the action we will use is reject, so reject. Okay, next for the last PC is PC3, IP firewall filter at chain forward, and then source address is IP from PC3, so IP from PC3 is ini ya, 11.252. So we can add here 11.252, and then the protocol is ICMP, and then the last is action is accept for the PC3. Okay, now we can do a verify by using command IP firewall filter pin, and as you can see there is a 3 role, and this is role for the PC1 that the action is drop, this is role for the PC2 and the action is reject, and this is the role for the PC3 and the action is accept. Okay, now we will do config start. Then we will configure static routing on router 1. This is necessary so that router 1 can ping the PCs. Since router 1 and the PCs are on different network, we need to add a static routing configuration. So we can open the router 1 here, and then to do the static routing configuration, we can use command IP root, and then add, and then the destination address is network from the client. Network from the client is 11.0, so I put that network 11.11.11.0 /24, and then the gateway itu adalah is interface yang masuk ke router ya, jadi 2 masuk ke router 2 adalah ether 1, and then the ether 1 has an IP address is 21.21.1, so the gateway is 21.21.21.1. Okay, the IP route has been successful added, and then now we can check IP route print, and as you can see here there is one route table that before we added. Okay, next now we will do verify by pinging from the PC1 to router 1 IP address. So we can open the PC1 here, and then we can do ping to the router 1. So the router 1 we can check here IP address, print. Okay, the address from router 1 is 21.2. Now we can ping in PC1, ping 21.21.21.2. Okay, and as you can see the packet we send return timeout. This is because a firewall filter with the drop action has been applied to the connection to that device. The drop action silently discards the packet without sending a response, so the sender receives no reply and sees the timeout status. Okay, next we will verify by pinging from PC2 to router 1. So we open the router 2 here, PC2, sorry, we open the PC2 here. Now we can ping to the router 1. So the IP from the router 1 is 21.21.21.2. Okay, now we can do ping, and as you can see the packet we send return destination network unreachable message. And this is because a firewall filter with the reject action has been applied. The reject action actively deny the packet and send a rejection message back to the sender, resulting in a destination network unreachable response. Okay, and lastly, we verify by pinging from PC3 to router 1 IP address. So we can open the PC3 here, and then we do ping to the IP address router 1. So ping address router 1 is 21.21.21.2. You can do enter, and as you can see, the packet we send gets a replay. This is because a firewall filter with the accept action has been applied, allowing the traffic to reach the destination device. As a result, the connection works normally and the packet reach the destination and receive a reply. Jadi kesimpulannya, jika kita menggunakan action drop ya, maka paketnya itu akan dibuang secara langsung ya, secara diam-diam, dan kita tuh nggak dapat respon apa-apa gitu dari perangkatnya gitu. Sementara kalau yang reject itu tetap diblokir, tapi kita tetap dapat pesan penolakan gitu, yaitu destination host unreachable gitu. Dan accept berarti paketnya itu diizinkan gitu tuh, diizinkan untuk lewat gitu. Jadi paketnya itu berjalan dengan normal dan paket merasa seperti tujuan, dan kita juga dapat replay atau dapat balasan dari routernya gitu. Okay, and I think that's it for this tutorial, and mohon maaf dari salah kata. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.